Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's great to see you today. In today's video, I would like to discuss the call to the diaspora to return to Africa that I've been hearing on several YouTube channels. This is not a new call, but I think it's becoming louder and louder on the channels that I've been watching, or some of the channels that I follow. It's a call. It's not just made once. It's a call that has been made over and over again to the Africans in the diaspora to return home, to return to Africa, to help improve or to help develop Africa. So this is not a new call. It's a call that has been made. That's a call that has been around from as early as independence, as early as the 60s, as early as the 70s. At that time, it was mostly the independence leaders who led African countries into independence. They're the ones who are calling on people in the diaspora, people who had gone to study in Europe, people who had gone to study in America to return home to help develop their country, to help their countrymen. But now it's not the leaders who are doing that, although you can find one or two doing the same. Now it's been mainly YouTubers. I know several. I'm not going to name them here, but they've been making this call over and over again. That calling on Africans in the diaspora to go back, and some of these calls have even come from people who have moved back to Africa, people who have lived in the West, people who have lived in America, people who have lived in Canada, people who have lived in the UK, and have gone back to Africa. So when these people are interviewed on those YouTube channels, at the end of the interviews, they make a call to other Africans in the diaspora to go back. But I would like to talk about like people maybe who are listening or who are getting those calls and are not ready to go back to Africa. So I'd like to talk about that and assure them that they shouldn't feel guilty not going back right away if they feel they're not ready to go back. It's okay. I understand why those YouTubers, or why there are calls on people in the diaspora to go back. It makes sense. Like if you are in Africa, if you've lived outside, if you've lived in the West for some time, it's natural for people to expect that when you go back, you will have learned you will have learned new skills that you can use or skills that you can apply wherever you go to help Africa or to help improve life wherever you settle, and maybe not just wherever you settle, but in the entire country or in the entire continent. So there are skills, or there's a certain skill set that you acquire when you live in the West. Not that everyone is going to acquire the same skill set, or everyone is going to acquire skills. It's possible that you can live in the West and not acquire as much or as many skills. So, but it is expected, and it's natural to do that. And it's also natural to expect that you can apply those skills better when you are in Africa. That your skills can help Africa better when you are on the continent itself. So I understand those calls, and I understand where those who are making those calls are coming from, and it's natural. It's okay. But for those who are in the diaspora and feel they're not ready to go back, they shouldn't feel guilt. They shouldn't have any guilt feeling for not going back. It could be that you have genuine reason, you have good reasons for not going. I know a lot of people who, I know a lot of people in the diaspora. I know them personally, and some of them talk about eventually going back to Africa. So they're living in the West, they're living in the developed countries, but they are not ready yet. They don't feel ready yet to go back. For some, it's money. They want to have a certain amount of money, or they want to be prepared financially. So when they go back, they can put that they can put to use the skills that they've learned. But it's easier when they have money. So if you have money, you can. It is possible. It's going to be easier for you to say start a business or start a company, and then it will be to go back empty-handed. Then finding your ideas, starting a business, starting an entrepreneurial activity is hard. So they don't want to do that. So they have good reasons for not going back right away. But that does not mean that they shouldn't help like Africa, even where they are and at whatever stage of their financial journey they are at. They can still help Africa. So if you're in the diaspora and you feel you're not ready, do not feel guilty about it. Just and then there are also those that have no plan of going back. So again, don't feel that you have to go back. You don't feel that you have to be physically present in Africa to help Africa. You don't have to be physically present in Africa to bring about change. You can change Africa. You can help Africa change. You can help Africa develop from wherever you are. And there are many ways of doing that. I think you only need to have a regular connection, or a kind of connection with people living on the continent. There are some people who have tried starting companies or starting businesses from wherever they are, and having maybe their relatives or other people that they know of to run those businesses on their behalf. I think that in most cases doesn't end well, unless you find someone really trusted in Africa, or maybe a family member, trusted family member. Not all family members are going to be trusted, and not all of them are going to maybe do what you want them to do. Yeah, so it's a challenge, like for those people who have tried to start businesses and try to run them from the West. It's not easy. But again, that doesn't mean that you cannot help. I think that other ways you can help. I think the most direct and the easiest that a lot of people use, or the one that they prefer, is just sending money to Africa. Sending money, but this has mainly been sending money to their families or people who are related to them. But usually this money is just for use, regular use to meet like the daily cost, the day-to-day costs, or to pay school fees for relatives. But I think it can go beyond that. So you can find a way of talking to some of these people you are taking or you're sending money to, or even those you are not sending money to. You can if you see potential in one of those people, one of those really potential to maybe run a successful business, maybe they have some skills, maybe they have great ideas. If you talk to them, yeah, you can tell maybe what they are. Or if you live there, you know some of these people, you know them personally, you know what they are capable of and what they are not capable of. So talk to them, give them ideas, suggest maybe ways of maybe operationalizing the ideas they have, or suggest to them certain types of businesses for them to try, and then fund them. You can go into this into that as a partnership. Talk to them and say, yeah, this is an idea, or this is a business that you and I can do. You will be in charge of running, or you can even decide how much ownership you would have in that company, and how much ownership they would have in that company. So you come to an understanding, and you fund that business. Let this guy or this person run the business. So therefore, you're helping this person run this business. He's going to run this business, and chances are that he's going to employ other people as well. So you're creating employment, even though you're not there. So you help this person run the business, you fund the business, and you help the business grow. You give them ideas. So that's one way. Another approach is to start something that can help more people. So kind of create a group, a kind of group. I think in Africa, it's an idea that people already have. People have in Kenya, they call them chamas. So small groups, like where people come together and they pool their resources. Sometimes they contribute to one. They do a merry-go-round. So they contribute money to. Like if it's a group of 10, each of them maybe gives 1,000 or 1,000 shillings, or maybe $10. Each of them contribute that, and they give it to one person. One person, like maybe in the month of October, they give it to one person. The following month, they give it to another person. So people or groups forming groups and people working together is not something that is alien. It's not something that is foreign. People do that all the time. So you can start such a grouping, or someone in the diaspora can start such a grouping, and they can decide like what to do, what kind of things to do together, and they can decide also how to help each other. They can choose to run, they can have agricultural agribusinesses. They can run them that way as a group. Yeah, but in some cases, like it just needs like one person, one strong person, or one person who is able to facilitate, to provide like funds that are needed for that group to operate. I have a friend of mine in the diaspora. He's here in Canada, and he has a group. He has been he started a group in Burundi, and I think it's running great. I will have him on this channel one of these days, and I will interview him, and he'll talk to us about that and about how he does it. So and he's having a very positive, great impact on the rural communities where he operates, or where he's from. Yeah, he's helping out a lot of people. Yeah, that way. So he's here in the diaspora, but he's doing great. What he's doing is having great impact on rural Burundi. So that's one. That's another way, or another alternative to take, another approach to take. So there are many other approaches, many other things that people in the diaspora can do. So don't feel, if you're in the diaspora and you feel you're not ready to go back, when you hear the calls to go back, from YouTubers or from other people, please do not feel guilty. There are many other ways of helping. Sending money back home is one way, but instead of just sending money to be used, money to cover the day-to-day expenses, find a way of helping people you are sending money to, find a way of helping them use some of those money to improve their lives. Help them find a way of making a life, or making a better life, or creating something out of that money, something that can help them, something that is self-sustaining, so that at some point, if you are unable to send the money, if you're unable to send any more money there, they should be okay to operate. They should be able to do or to run a business, maybe that would have been started using the money that you send back. And remember, this doesn't have to be large amounts of money. You can send little amounts of money, but if you decide with them what you want them to do, and you have to make it clear to them that this is not just something that you want for yourself. It's not something that is going to just help you. It's something that is going to help them. So if they feel ownership, if they feel that they are in charge and they're going to benefit from it, I think they're likely to treat it. They're likely to take it maybe more seriously. They are likely not to feel that they're just employees, maybe working for you, and that's it. So find a way of helping people you are sending money to at least use the money you send them to do more than just spending on the day-to-day needs. So sending money, it's important, but it shouldn't just be money for consumption. It should be money for running businesses or creating businesses, for improving agriculture, and so that's the the easiest one, sending money. But as I say, make sure it's more than just sending money. Also, you can run projects. You can run projects with people on the continent. So partner with them, work with them, starting with those people that you know, and fund ideas. Like if someone has great ideas, you can fund them. You can help them operationalize the idea. If it is it's the business, you can help them start that business and run it, or you can enter into a kind of partnership, like where you contribute the money, but they run the program. So you are in the project together, you are running the business together, but you are only taking care of the money business, but he or she on the ground is responsible for running that program. So all not is lost. Don't feel guilty if you can't return, if you can't go back to Africa right away. You can still contribute. So let me know what you think about my ideas of the diaspora, my ideas about Africans in the diaspora who can't go back to Africa right away. So let me know what you think about my ideas. Let me know if what I'm suggesting is doable, or if it's possible. If not, let me know. Let me know why you think it can't happen, or it can't work. And I would also love to hear your ideas. What do you think? What is the best way of approaching this? Because we know that there's a lot of people in the diaspora, and they feel they're not ready to go back to Africa yet, but I'm sure they want to help. So we shouldn't end up with the idea that since you are not ready to go, you can't help. I think you should still be able to help in whatever way, in whatever small way. You should be able to help. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.